The Tale of the Three Apples and Three Girls. Once upon a time there was a king who had 3 sons, Mohammad, Ibrahim, and Bahman. They lived in a grand and glorious palace, each carrying a different destiny within their hearts. In the palace courtyard stood an apple tree, bearing 3 magical apples. It was foretold that once ripe, each apple would become a breathtakingly beautiful girl. The king wished to marry those future maidens to his sons, so he ordered each prince to guard the tree at night, ensuring no one dared steal the enchanted. When Ibrahim's turn came, he fell asleep. At dawn, he awoke in horror. 1 apple had vanished. The next night, Bahman took his watch, but sleep defeated him as well. The second apple was gone by sunrise. On the 3rd night, Mohammad cut his hand and rubbed salt into the wound to keep himself awake. Pain was his shield against sleep. Just before dawn, a pale hand emerged from the darkness to pluck the apple. Mohammad struck with his sword, yet the severed hand vanished into the shadows, gripping the fruit. Mohammad followed the trail of blood to a deep, animous well. He sat beside it, waiting, mind racing between fear and determination. The king sent the brothers to seek Mohammad. They found him at the well and lowered Ibrahim first, but he screamed, "I'm burning!" And they hurriedly pulled him back up. Mohammad insisted, "Even if I scream, do not pull me up." They lowered him into the darkness, where he pressed on until his feet touched the bottom. He followed the blood into a hidden chamber and found a girl as radiant as the moon, resting a giant ogre's head upon her lap. The girl whispered, "I am the apple. 3 ogres live here with my sisters." She urged him to slay the beast before it awoke. Mohammad refused to kill dishonorably. He struck the ogre's foot to wake him. A fierce battle erupted, but Mohammad triumphed, and soon the other 2 monsters fell by his blade as well. All 3 girls were brought to the bottom of the well, and 2 of them were sent up. Ibrahim and Bahman's breath caught when they saw the girl's beauty. The youngest girl said, "I won't go until you go first. You go first." Mohammad asked why. She said, "If I go first, your brothers won't pull you up." The bitter truth struck Mohammad immediately. Mohammad refused. She said, "If they don't pull you up, in this land there was wells full of treasures. A hand-cranked golden mill produces rubies and pearls. There is also a golden chest with a rooster that lays emerald when it crows. If they want to marry me, these will be the condition. If they bring them, it proves you survived the well." She continued, "If your brothers fail to pull you up, descend 7 floors underground. On Saturday, 2 bulls will come and fight. If you land on the white bull, you survive. If you fall on the black one, you descend 7 more floors." Her eyes were full of sorrow and hope for the hero's return. Mohammad sent her up. When it was his turn, his brothers consulted and said, If we tell our father we were too afraid to enter the well, it will bring us shame." So they left him behind. Their betrayal struck Muhammad like a silent dagger in his back. Muhammad descended 7 floors underground, waiting for the bulls. Loneliness was heavy. Time felt like 1,000 years. The brothers took the girls to the king and said, "We didn't see Muhammad. We killed the monsters and rescued the girls." Their lie stank, but their desire for power had killed their conscience. For several days Muhammad waited, hungry and thirsty, until the bulls finally arrived and began to fight. He focused on the white bull, but when he tried to jump, he landed on the black one, descending 7 floors underground again, unconscious. When he regained consciousness, he saw a vast desert and noticed a herdsman plowing his land. Muhammad asked him for water and food. The herdsman said, "Come help me plow, and I'll bring you bread. Just don't raise your voice. 2 lions will come and devour both you and the bulls." The sun blazed. His throat was dry and his legs weak, yet he was still alive. When the herdsman left, Muhammad raised his voice to drive the bulls. The lions heard him, appeared, and Muhammad tied them to the plow. The herdsman returned and saw this, and dared not approach. Muhammad's power seemed legendary to him. Muhammad killed the lions and shouted, "Don't be afraid, come." The herdsman gave Muhammad bread, which he ate. Then he asked for water. The herdsman said, "There is no water. There is a spring guarded by a dragon. On Saturday, the princess brings it food and the dragon eats it. Today is Friday, and the water is gone." Muhammad asked, "If I kill the dragon, what will you give me?" The man said, "Are you crazy? Risking your life?" Muhammad replied, "Take me to the king." The man agreed. They reached the palace. Muhammad, being a prince, followed the courtly customs, and the king took a liking to him. Muhammad said, "I want to kill the dragon." The king agreed, and the next day he went with the princess toward the dragon. Muhammad told the girl, "When I kill the dragon, I will faint from the stench of its blood. You must go quickly to the city and inform them." They reached the spring. Muhammad pushed the princess aside and started to eat the food. The dragon approached, and Muhammad immediately killed it with his sword, then fainted. The princess quickly went to the city and informed the king. Muhammad was brought to the palace, and when he regained consciousness, the king said, "Young man, for this service, what do you wish?" Muhammad was still dazed, but the king's gaze was full of respect and expectation. This time the place of the true hero belonged to him, not to the 2 liars. Muhammad told his story and asked for help. The king, with eyes full of pity and calm voice, said he could do nothing, but continued, "Here is a Simurgh that lays eggs on a certain tree, and a creature we do not know eats its chicks. If you can save its chicks, it might be able to help you." With eyes sharp and full of curiosity, Muhammad asked for the Simurgh's location and immediately headed toward its nest. When he arrived, he saw a large snake climbing the tree trunk, casting a terrifying shadow over the branches and leaves. The Simurgh chicks in the nest were terrified at the sight of the snake and chirped continuously to show their fear. Without a moment's hesitation, Muhammad drew his sword and killed the snake with a skillful strike. Then he sat nearby, patiently waiting for the Simurgh. until the fatigue of travel and caring for the chicks made him fall asleep. At sunrise, the enormous and magnificent Simurgh arrived and saw Mohammad. With a keen gaze and commanding voice, it said, "This is what eats my chicks every year." Then it picked up a rock from the mountain, intending to throw it at Mohammad. But the chicks cried out loudly and excitedly, "This snake wanted to eat us, but this human saved us." The Simurgh, impressed by Mohammed's bravery and the chicks' voices, put the rock aside and waited for Mohammad to wake up. When Mohammad opened his eyes, he looked at the Simurgh with a calm smile and gaze full of wonder, saying, "Young one, who are you?" Mohammad told the Simurgh his fate and asked for its help. The Simurgh, with its wings spread wide and features reflecting the sunlight, said, "You will fill 7 bull skins with water and bring them to me, so I can carry you to the ground." Mohammad immediately returned to the palace and requested 7 bull skins from the king. He filled them with water and returned to the Simurgh. The Simurgh placed the water-filled skins on its back and carried Mohammad. With a strong and commanding voice, it said, "Whenever I say I'm thirsty, pour a skin into my mouth, and whenever I say I'm hungry, throw a bull skin into my mouth." Fed all the burdens into Simurgh's mouth along their journey and continued doing so until the end. Suddenly the Simurgh cried out loudly, "I am hungry!" Knowing there was no more meat left, Mohammad cut a piece of his own thigh and threw it into the Simurgh's mouth. The Simurgh realized it was human flesh and did not eat it. Then, with its massive wings, swiftly placed him on the ground and said, "Go!" The Simurgh removed the flesh from under its tongue and placed it back on Mohammad's thigh. Magically, it healed his pain and gave him a few beautiful features, saying, "Whenever you need me, burn one of these features, and I will appear quickly." Mohammad, with the newly healed legs, set off toward his city. He heard that his brother's wedding was near, and since there had been no news of Mohammad, the youngest girl was to be married to the king. Mohammad went to the goldsmith shop and became his apprentice, sleeping there at night until one day the king's servants came and asked the goldsmith to make a golden chest with a rooster that lays emeralds when it crows. The goldsmith, scared and worried, said he couldn't do it. Mohammad immediately said, "Master, I can make it," and continued with amazing confidence, "Don't worry, I will make it." That night Mohammad burned a Simurgh feeder, and the Simurgh immediately appeared and asked, "What do you want, Mohammad?" Mohammad ordered the Simurgh to fetch the meal and chest for the basement. With amazing speed and strength, the Simurgh brought them. Mohammad hid the meal and took the chest to the goldsmith shop. The goldsmith, unable to sleep from fear and anxiety, opened his shop early in the morning, and Mohammad showed him the chest. When the servants took the chest, the youngest girl realized that Mohammad had returned, and through her maid she learned what lies her brothers had told their father. Mohammad told the maid that when the girl came out of the bath, he would be dressed in black on a black horse, and he would seize her and carry her away. The girl agreed to marry only if the meal that produces pearl and rubies was brought. Mohammad brought the meal at night. His master received it in the morning, leaving the girl with no excuse. Muhammad asked the goldsmith to give him a black horse and a black outfit in exchange for all the jewels, and the master agreed. The wedding day arrived. Muhammad dressed in black and waited along the bath route. When the bride came out of the bath, Muhammad rode through the crowd, reached the girl, and quickly rode away. A little outside the city, he stopped and burned a Simurgh feeder. The Simurgh appeared and summoned an army. A few days later, Muhammad sent a message to his father: either prepare for war or hand over the kingdom. The king prepared for battle, but Muhammad killed no one and captured only his brothers. The king, seeing he could not fight Muhammad, sent him a message of peace. Muhammad returned to the city, went to his father's palace, removed his mask, and the king recognized him, embraced him, and caressed him. Muhammad recounted the whole story, and the king, admiring his courage and intelligence, stepped down. Muhammad took the throne. A coronation was held. Muhammad and the girl married happily ever after. Dear friends, if you enjoyed these magical and adventurous stories, follow us to journey together into the wonderful world of tales.